Hello everybody, I'm Gary Massa with Massa & Associates here at Pacific Sotheby's International Realty, and welcome back to the September edition of How's the Market? Again, these numbers are based on the Homedex report that was put out in September for the August numbers, and we're focusing on detached properties right here in North County, San Diego. Okay, so you've probably heard a lot of the news that the markets not only here in San Diego, but California and across the United States are experiencing some shift. A little slowdown, leveling off in some prices. It's okay, not to worry, but just want to report what's really going on and help you really understand what that means to you. So let's get back to North County, San Diego and see how the numbers performed in the month of August for release in September. Anyhow, the inventory levels, which you're probably hearing about, are creeping upwards. We're just over 2,600 units, detached homes, for sale in the month of August. That's up 15% versus the August in 2017. The month supply is at an even 3 months of inventory, which is up a whopping 25% versus this same time last year, which is pretty huge. A lot of us would like to see a lot more inventory come to the market, especially the buyers, and we're starting to see that now. New listings in August, we had just over 1,400 new homes come on the market, which is up 10% for the same time last year. But year to date, we're only at 11,400 homes, new listings actually, that have come on the market, which is up about 1.7% year to date, okay, versus the same period last year. Now, this is the bigger number as well, the thing we got to keep our eyes on, but the number of closed sales is only at 920 units or homes that have sold in the month of August, which is down a pretty significant 15%, a little over 15% versus August of last year. And year to date, we've sold only 6,900 homes, which is down 11% year to date. So again, with the rising inventory or a lot more new listings, closed sales, and we're going to talk about this in a minute, the increasing days on market, that's why we're starting to see some of our inventory levels start to creep up there. So we got to keep an eye on that. So the median sales price actually is flat from last month. In July, it was $755,000. In August, it's also $755,000, but that's still up almost 9.5% versus the same time last year. So these are still healthy, fundamental gains that we've seen in the last 12 months. So one other thing I created for you guys to help illustrate what's really going on, the relationship between the month supply and why we're starting to see homes sit on the market a little bit longer. We've all been used to, over the last 3 or 4 years, homes selling in 3 days, 7 days. In a normal market, it does tend to take 30, 45, 60 days to get a home sold. But what you're seeing here is the month supply of inventory, the percentages, what it's gone up month over month versus 2017, versus the days on market, the number of days on market, and how these lines are affecting each other. So going back to April, which is kind of the last month right before the shift happened, we had negative 4% month supply of inventory from the previous April in 2017. And then come May, and if you recall, the interest rates kicked up about 0.5% at the end of March. And so April, we weren't really seeing those things filter through. We really started to see that that effect take place in May. So in May, we had about 8% year over year increase in the month supply of inventory. June, it went to 7% more than the year before, and then it jumped up in July to 16% more than what it was the year before, and now we're at a 25% month supply of inventory, higher than what we were at last year in August at that time, which is pretty significant. And you can see the days on market follow suit. Okay, it's taking a little bit longer to sell the homes. In April and May, we were both about like 21 days on the market on average in North County, San Diego. And then as the inventory levels start to creep up, we're at 26, and then I believe that's 28 days on market for June. July, we had 31 days on the market, and now in August, we're at 35 days on the market, okay? So again, typically going towards the fourth quarter, coming out of summertime, we do tend to see things slow down a little bit. That's seasonal and totally normal. But again, with the increased inventory, that's why we're seeing longer days on the market. So this provides a lot of opportunity, right? And not just only for buyers or sellers, but the thing is that a lot, like buyers, if you were trying to buy a home last couple of years, but you kept getting your offers beat out by multiple offers, higher bids, you needed to sell a home first to buy the next home. The good news is now sellers are a little bit more open to, considering your offer. I'm not saying anybody's desperate and trying to give away their houses, but we're starting to see some good deals come back on the market, which is creating some value which is creating value and interest for a lot of the buyers coming to market. But now you might be able to secure that home and have a seller consider your contingent offer. You might not, as a buyer, see a bunch of competitive offers, 4, 5, 6 offers on the same home, where you might get to negotiate a little bit, and sellers are a little bit more open to, to considering your offer and maybe making a win-win situation instead of it being all one-sided. So a lot of opportunities. There's still, for sellers, the market is still up. We might be at our highest level for this cycle, but at the end of the day, prices are still very, very healthy. We've had lots of gains over the last year, a couple of years anyways, and especially since last year, and I think it's just creating opportunities for both sides of the equation. So if you have any questions on how this affects your situation directly, please don't hesitate to give me a call directly. I'd love to talk about it with you, your goals, your plans, and how you can strategize to win in this market and going forward into next year. Again, Gary Massa here. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you soon.